rocking the red carpet or doing interviews. You'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready. This is the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks live from Las Vegas. I am here with Rich. We've known each other for years now, since I was a very little kid, yes. And I'm so excited to have him on to talk about some of the best haunts in Vegas, Las Vegas haunts, asylum, and hotel fears. So how are you today, Rich?
Awesome. It's that time of year.
It came by like that.
It's like, what happened to the year?
I know, right?
There's so much I wanted to get done.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
We'll get some of it.
Just a little bit. But no, you guys are already setting up, and I know this is like the craziest time in the world for you, constantly. But it's kicking butt and taking names. I don't know how you guys do it. You set it up like that, and you have these two beautiful, amazing haunted houses, and it's so cool. I love it. I love asylum and hotel fair.
It's funny because it's like about this time of the year, you walk around, so you got your shirt on. So I mean, it just says this crew member and stuff. And no matter where you go, you stop to get a soda or something, and then the person behind there is going, "Oh, the asylum hotel fair! Oh my gosh, it's that time of year! Oh, I went there when it did." So
yeah.
So that's what every time I've been told, people ask about the haunted houses, what's a special? And I said it's always memories. It's like when you bump into these people, they always have a story. It's not like, oh, is that the one by the Meadows Mall or whatever? It's always like, oh, yeah. I went there and I did this. And so they'll tell you an actual time and who they went with, and maybe the room that scared them the most, and something that they remembered about an actor. So it's all these memories that they've created and held with them. So yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's the production value of it is just amazing, and there's so much attention to detail, and you really can't beat it. And you always are changing up things. I mean, you really can't beat it.
That's one of the things we try and do differently. There's a lot of other attractions where they'll just build out and they leave it, and it's just the same thing year after year after year. And we have the same theme, and we're always updating the storyline and changing things. Right. And so like this year we're working on a new entry piece outside. So we've been working on the interiors and changing rooms and updating as we do every year. And then our courtyard area, and we wanted more ambiance and stuff out there. So I ended up getting this great big huge arch that's going to go in, and I met this one guy and I cut him a deal, and I bought this one prop from him. And we like to do little things we call little Easter eggs, where we put storylines and tie things together. So this guy that I bought some stuff from, and he had this great big huge arch that looked really cool. And so I looked at it, and it had his name on it. It says Burn Cemetery. And so I looked, that's really well done. And I said, so you know what? I don't even want to change it. If you don't mind, I'm going to use it as is. I'll clean it up and repaint it and do some stuff. But the whole look, I'm going to leave that if you don't mind. And he's like, oh, that would be cool. So they're like, well, how do you do that? So we just updated the storyline so that it said the Fiore family, which created the hotel. Well, they bought the property from the Burns estate. So that gives us storyline tie-in. So now I've got this really cool sign that says Burns estate. So to do that, I've actually had a bunch of custom headstones created that are the headstones of the Burns family, because there's a little area in our parking lot that's got some bushes and trees and stuff. So we made this little family plot just to kind of spruce up the. Yeah. You don't feel like you're just standing in a parking lot anymore.
Right.
So
I love it.
There's just little tie-ins like that. So the family is like cool. He's like telling all his friends, we got to go to the asylum now. We're part of the story,
Right. Our dead body. There's a little guy.
Especially when they said, is there any names you want or don't want on the headstones? And she's like, don't put my name on the headstone.
I was going to say, yeah.
You can put my grandmother, but don't put me.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. No, that's cool. No, there's just so much attention. I got to give a little plug. We filmed a lot movies there, actually, but most specifically Russ.
You've been in areas of the haunts that some people haven't been in. So.
Yeah. No, but I know. It's like, I can live here. I know that's like the back of my hand now, but No, like there's just so much details, and you can film a movie there, and that's exactly what happened. And many movies, in fact, and it's like a real set because there's so much detail and everything's put in perfectly.
That's one of the a compliment that we got that I take to heart. There was a gentleman that came out from California who was doing reviews of different haunted attractions. So he came out and I don't walk them through. I usually just let them put them at the door and say, there you go, enjoy it. So I want them to see it like every customer does. Yeah. So he comes out and we're talking afterwards and he said, you know what? I go to a lot of attractions. I go across the country reviewing them. And he goes, and everything that I see, it's an attraction, and it's set up as an attraction. So it's just an attraction that's meant to represent something. So he goes, you go in there and it's supposed to be a bathroom, but it's like, the sink's way over there and the tub's way over there and whatever, just to accommodate the people in there. He goes, that's where I feel you're different. He goes, when I walk in there, I mean, it's a mobile attraction. If you look really close, they're actually set up in semi-trailers. Right. But we put facades on them, we put skirting on them, we decorate them up, we do it different. He said, I walk in there, he goes, literally within the first 5 steps into that place, I have no clue that I'm in an attraction anymore. He goes, that's where I think you guys are different. He goes, I feel like it's really an old hotel. Yeah. And when you're in the asylum, you'll go, patients could have been here. This really looks like an asylum. And like you said, details. We're always adding details. I'll just, finding a cool picture, finding a cool piece that's going to, every people walk around going, I don't remember that. I didn't see that. And that's what I want. I want you to see something new every time you go through.
Oh, absolutely. And, it is funny because we film sometimes throughout the year and they are in the little semis and you're always like, God, this is like, it's in the semi, like it's crazy, but it's so cool to see. It's just, and how you build it up and like you said, it's so, even the outside and stuff from being built just a few days before it opens, it's still so detailed, looks so completely perfect for it. You can't tell at all. It's amazing.
I don't think people say, they go like, what do you like or what's your job or, your career type thing. I said, I have one of the hardest jobs when you think about it. They say, well, how is that? Well, simple. A couple weeks ago, you're over there at the Meadows Mall. It's a parking lot. Mm-hmm. Now, all of a sudden, these buildings just popped up out of the ground, right? Yep. So, it's dark in there. They just built it out. There's actors in there. Mm-hmm. They're going to jump out at you. There's a chainsaw because you've been listening to it in line for 15 minutes. And then you stand there and go, scare me. Yeah. And I'm going like, come on, the cards are stacked against us. We can startle you, but we're there to entertain you. If you come out and you are scared, which we get people that are legitimately terrified. Absolutely. But I look at it going like, well, how can you be? It's all fake and phony. When somebody yelling and the boyfriend's complaining because he pushed the girlfriend out of the way because the chainsaw was getting him. And then the girlfriend's slapping him going like, there's no chain on it, you dummy. But it's just still taking that, adding those details, adding, like you say, to get it to where you walk in there and you really feel you're part of that environment. And so if you walk away and you're smiling and you're laughing and you're pointing at your friends when they jumped and they got startled or whatever, that's, again, it goes back to making memories. And that's what we're there.
Well, I'll say, my little story, my first time going in there, I was with my sister and she's a lot older than me, and she was working at the houses and I was really, really little. And I probably should have been going at the houses at that age, but I was. And there was the chainsaw, and she pushed me into the chainsaw guy.
Way to go, Casey.
Exactly. And she just completely dissed me, and I was petrified. But that was like my earliest haunted house memory. But I still love going there, even though I was traumatized there. I love it. So. And
that's the memories are for our customers. The memories are for our actors. We have a volunteer actor crew, and I think they're one of the best crews in the country. And we've had people that do come across we get a lot of exposure outside of Vegas. So they'll get people that fly just to Vegas to come see our haunts. Yeah. And then they come through and they're going like, oh my God, those actors were awesome. They were just so cool. And those actors, they'll remember individual scares and individual people and stuff like that. So it's, again, goes all ties back to those memories for everybody, for our actors, our crew, our customers. And it makes it fun. It's a unique business.
Oh sure. Yeah. And I worked there a couple nights and it's so much fun. And everyone there is like a family and stuff. We see them throughout the year too. And so, and it's just such a great environment, and they're so passionate about it and love it.
We've got people that have been there 15, 16, 17. I mean, it's almost like a little contest. How long have you been here? How long have we been going? 26 years. I was here 26 years ago. And they're like, yeah, you were like one
Yeah.
of the very first. And, you know, so with this like 20-year club, they just keep coming back, and,
Yeah.
they're happy with it. And it is, you're right. It is like a family. We do get together in the off season, and we've had haunt grandchildren now. You know, the little Bella, she runs around there.
Yeah.
Oh, Papa Rich, and she goes, I go to your haunted house. And so she was like really standing outside. I can't go in your haunted house now. Oh no, now she wants to be like mommy. She wants to go and work in the haunted house. And you're going like, you know, we're on 3rd generation going through this thing. So.
Yeah. No, it is. It's insane, but I love it, and it's so cool. And and speaking of people that get petrified, even though absolutely should not, Mr. Jellihan, we're gonna plug him here. He knows, like when I say I know, he knows that place almost as well as you do, and he is petrified every single time he goes in it. And that just shows how much of the environment is so realistic, and the actors are great in the set. You just get so into it, you know.
And I think that's the secret. It's like immersing you totally. So you know, you're in an immersive environment. It's not just, again, it's not just representing something. It is it. So, you know, it's all unique. We never went down that road of, we have a Freddy there, we've got a Jason, you know, we didn't use anyone else's artistic license, you know. That's their creations. And so we don't do that. I'll always get actors going like, oh, I played this character, I played that character. I said, well, that's nice, but we don't do that here. You know, here we're gonna help you develop your own character. You know, you get the kids that want to come up with ideas. We got this vampire, and I'm going like, what's it say up there? Asylum. And he's like, no vampires. And he's like, there's this patient, and he thinks he's a vampire. And I was like, well, I'll give you points for trying, but you know, no, you don't have vampires. We don't have Frankenstein running around there. We don't have licensed characters. We create our own characters, our own storylines. The two attractions have an interwoven storyline between them, between the two families. So it's kind of like this Fiore family and a Vander family. And like you said, the details, if you really look in there, we've gone to the details to the point of there's the doctors in there. And then according to the timeline, if you look, you know, the certificates on the walls are from that particular, you know, from Harvard Medical University, and it's that doctor's name on it. And the year corresponds to the storyline. And, you know, those kind of little details where people say, why do you put that much into the little details? It's because when you do, you're totally immersed. It looks like a real environment, not like, oh, well, why did they put that in there? Because that doesn't make any sense. You know, so.
Well, you know, I gotta say too, not to put down any other haunted houses and stuff, but like you see like Universal Studios and stuff, and I always go, oh, well, those are great because you know those characters and stuff, but then you go to like Knott's Berry Farm and you're like, what's kind of going on here? Like this, but yours don't have the licensed characters, but it's still like you get so into it, and the characters are so real, and like the makeup, everything, it you don't need it. Like it is this whole other thing, and you kind of do learn the lore here and there and find out what's the backstory and stuff, and you love it, and you don't need that at all. It's its own thing, and it's just so magical. Honestly, it's perfect.
People don't realize they do get a better experience. We've had friends that my son, he's now in the business, going to start taking it over, and he decided he was living in Florida, brought some friends with him for some gaming convention a few years back, and they came and went through the haunts. So then when they got back to Florida, so they went over to Universal and to the bigger attraction haunts there. And the guys came out and they were like, talking to him, and they were upset. They're going like, we expected more. I said, this is Hollywood stuff. This is Universal. He goes, we got more scared in a parking lot in Las Vegas. And they were even complaining to the people there. They go, the sets were beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It looked really cool. He goes, but it was they just cattle called them through, and people were just kind of, you couldn't even enjoy it, you didn't enjoy, all you did was look at the scenery, and that was pretty much it. He goes, and so that's an advantage we do have. We've got it timed out that we want you to have an experience. And so you get a little more intimate and you get a little closer to the action, I think, by doing that. So they've got their advantages, but I think we have an advantage too.
No, I think, and it's its own little world, really. It's really, really cool. There's nothing like it. It's amazing. And I love going every year, and I still get just as scared every year.
Well, that's why we keep throwing in new stuff. Sometimes we put in stuff. It's funny. We'll put in stuff because every year we'll go and look at all the rooms, and we go like, okay, this one needs to be updated. This one needs to work a little bit. Once you start updating a room, then it makes some other room that was okay not as okay anymore. So every year I'll get people that come out on a regular basis. So they'll come out there and they'll go, you took my favorite room out. I'm like, I'm sorry, but did you like the new room? And they're like, well, yeah, but that was my favorite room. I said, well, hang on. Maybe in a couple of years we'll bring it back, which we've done that too. We've taken rooms out of mothballs or did a variation of them later on down the road. So it kind of rotates. It's like Disney always said that his parks would never ever be complete. And that's what we do on the Asylum and Hotel Fear. They're never ever going to be complete. There's always going to be a change in adding. We've added trailers, so it looks like it's the same footprint, but over the years, the Asylum, almost the other trailer haunts are like 6 smaller trailers, and ours is like 7 for the hotel. We added a new one last year, and then the Asylum has 8, and we're actually looking at probably adding a 9th trailer in there. So we're adding more footage in there. So we have more square footage. It's kind of misleading. We have 2 attractions, but combined footage on them, they're bigger than any of the other attractions in town because there's more space in there. We utilize the space more, but we add to it. We've got more trailers. We've got 7 in one, 8 in another. So you're getting more bang for your buck.
Exactly.
A little more scared.
There you go. So can people buy tickets online too, or just in person, or how do they go?
We just activated tickets just a couple of days ago, so you get them online. Online tickets are what we call your VIP Fast Pass or your Fast Pass thing. So those are time tickets. So you buy them for a specific time frame. You get to go in. You go to a separate line for that. General admission tickets are always available at the door. So you come in there, there'll be more of a wait. You'll have to wait depending on the time, the day, and things like that. It's always that ticketing is dependent on the day. The best value is always the first opening weekend. Yeah. So opening weekend, it'll end up being pretty reasonable. I think you can get in for like $25, $30.
That's awesome.
And so you get somebody, if you want a deal, you come early. Everybody waits till Halloween night, and then they're complaining that there's huge lines. So the online tickets are limited, so there's only a set number that are sold each hour, so that we can still accommodate the walk-up people. Right. And then this year we're going to be trying something we tried a long time ago and it didn't work, and we're trying it again because I think it will. We're actually going to be open November 1st and November 2nd because Halloween's on a Thursday.
Oh,
so we're going to stay open Friday and Saturday because usually if you advertise enough and people know you're closed. In Vegas, sometimes it's like, Halloween's over, done. Let's move on to the next thing, so they just kind of forget about it. But I mean, all of the attractions, all the big guys are all staying open that Friday and Saturday too. So so we're going to try that. So if you do get hammered and you miss it, you go like, I still have 2 more bonus days. So you'll still have that Friday and Saturday to come in.
And you can't complain about a prolonged Halloween time. So
we're like Halloween all year long. So,
right. Oh, well, you absolutely. Oh yeah, do you have the daytime where kids can walk through, or? No,
we didn't do that. It's a couple things. It was it's usually not dark enough outside, and then in the afternoon we've had the temperatures it's just too hot. Those things they are in trailers, so you filmed in there, so you film at night. You do things when it cools off a little bit. During the daytime, those things are little ovens.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We tried it, and it was kind of like it's uncomfortable.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
So we're doing that. So we're just scary at night like we normally do.
There you go. That's the best time. It's always scary at night anyway. So there you go. Well, thank you so much for being on. I'm excited. I can't wait to see them this year. And I'm excited to see like the new outside and stuff. That sounds really cool. So it's gonna be fun. So yeah. And then you bring Joe because he'll see any. Yes. I love when Joe goes through because every time he goes through, he sees new rooms and new things and goes, like, I could film that. Exactly. I could use that. Exactly. And then you get to watch him get scared. No, we'll have to figure out a way to write Burns family into the movies. There you go.
Are you related to the Burns family somehow?
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Reg. Love having you on as always. I'm excited to see it. Thank you guys for watching. If you're in Vegas, you're going to be Vegas and Halloween time. I'm telling you, this is the place to go. You get terrified and it's so much fun and I love it and it's just a blast. So go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll